not only for Black History Month, but on an ongoing basis for our community.
I totally agree.
So let's get right into it. Brother Damon, you saw the film.
I did see the film.
What kind of thoughts come to your mind?
It was kind of mind-blowing. Already knowing that we are a rich, historic people, to see it on film, to see it for myself,
yes.
And they had so many different examples. It was very eye-opening. It made me very proud to be a Black man once again. I'm always proud, but it made me very proud to be a Black man again, and to realize that, we have so much influence all over this world.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Now, the subtitle on the film says "The Triumph of Melanin." What did you learn about melanin?
Well, actually, I learned a little bit more about how it's broken down and the understanding. I already knew that we're full of melanin, and I love that fact also.
Yes, sir.
But it helped me to understand a little bit more how it makes us much different from other races. They all, of course, they have melanin in them also, but they don't have that level that we do.
Yes, indeed.
But it made me, like I said, it just made me so proud to know that I had the power, and that I had that natural ability and a natural God-given blessing of, melanin injected into my body, and the strength that it gave me. Helped me to understand that a little bit more.
I love it because the film starts off with that fact.
Right.
What is melanin?
Right.
And the film is set up so that there are different scholars, different speakers that come in and speak about the particular topic.
Right.
And they just went into that thing, man.
Yeah.
I mean, they broke the melanin down.
They broke it down.
Made a brother feel good. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
To be chocolate again.
As Dark said, brother, we in again, right?
Coming back. So, just a great opportunity, because we understand that in our community, we are suffering from, not only white supremacy, if you will, and the ailments that go along with that, but in many cases, as Brother Umar Johnson says, light-skin supremacy.
Right.
And so, the film just goes in and really breaks down what we need to know.
What we need to know. It's imperative that we know, because in my opinion, unfortunately, why, the Black race, why we are where we are right now, is because, of course, we don't understand our true history, but more importantly, we have internalized all the wrong things or the negative things that we are taught. And, movies like this bring to light the great things, the positive things that we do. And, just a hope for me that, people get that and they grasp it and really understand, like, we were powerful people. You said walk worthy. My organization is Walk Worthy. And sometimes I tell people we were once king and queens. We need to walk worthy of such.
All right.
We need to understand that.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go into that a little bit, brother. Tell us a little bit about, it's a nonprofit organization?
Well,
it's a community.
It's for benefit.
Okay, for benefit.
For the benefit of my community.
I like that. I like that. Tell me a little bit about Walk Worthy.
Walk Worthy Brands is an organization or initiative, actually, that I came up with, honestly, just to give the city of Hartford a different outlook on Black men. For so many times and for so many years, we've been portrayed in a negative light. Like I said before, we kind of internalized this. Yeah. So I did this as a reminder to self, to my community, to my brothers and sisters, that we are great people. The Bible, Ephesians 4 says, I beseech thee to walk worthy of your calling. We all have a divine calling, a divine purpose.
All right, now.
But once we find that purpose, which could be hard also, but once you find that purpose, you have to be able and be comfortable enough to spread that, to spread that purpose and encourage others to find their purpose.
Now, your organization has had a couple of events in the community.
Right.
Tell us about some of those events.
Okay, last year we had 2 events. They were both Passing the Torch Brunch and Passing the Torch Luncheon. And the premise for that actually was, honoring the past, present, and the future. It all has to do with, like I said, finding your purpose and encouraging others. But for the most part, we had 2 events, one in the fall and one in early spring. The first one we had was, to recognize some of the good brothers in the community.
Yes, indeed.
And some of the efforts that they, that they do, and some of the things that they do. And I did that, honestly, because a lot of people have been in my life and have encouraged me. And I felt like it was only right that I show my gratitude.
Just giving back.
Just giving back.
All right, that's good stuff.
By also paying homage to the to the past,
Yes, indeed.
while encouraging the young.
Yes,
You know,
yes,
and
yes.
that was the first one. We had Dr. Mark Lamont Hill. He was
Strong
the guest
brother.
speaker, very strong brother.
Strong
I'm so
brother.
glad that he came out and
Yeah.
talked, because he gave us a great message.
Yes, yes.
A great message.
Yes, big shout out to
Dr.
Dr. Hill.
Hill.
That's right.
Shout out Dr. Hill. Hope everything is well. And the second event we had was in September. We had Rahel Tesferarium, and this one was more geared to the women and honoring our women, honoring, I like to say, our sheroes of the community.
There we go. All right.
People who do a lot of different things and don't necessarily get the recognition that they deserve.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so for the most part, that my events were all about giving back, showing gratitude, but most importantly, showing love.
Wonderful, wonderful.
You know, showing love.
And I know you got some stuff planned.
I have some things
for
boiling
this year.
in the works.
All right, we'll keep
Save the
those on
date, June
table.
1st.
June
June
1st.
1st will be the next walk-worthy event.
All right.
Details to come, but save the date,
All
June
right.
1st. And trust me, this is you do not want to miss this one. You do not
All right.
want to miss this one.
Walk-worthy brands.
Walk-worthy
All right.
brands.
So, you know, a couple of questions, brother, that we could talk about. You know, why is a film like Hidden Colors 2 that deals with the history of melanated people,
Mhm.
you know, across the planet,
Mhm.
what our history is? You know, I was taught that there's a difference between history and his story.
His story,
right?
right.
But why is a film like this necessary in our community today?
Just like the flyer says, it, you know, raising the conscious, you know, the conscious level.
Yes,
And
yes.
it's vital now because, you know, a lot of people think that we have I want to use Dr. King, seen the mountaintop.
Mhm.
You know, we have a black president in office,
Mhm.
and a lot of people are fooled or bamboozled by we have reached that promised land,
Hoodwinked.
or hoodwinked even, to say, okay, we've made it.
Okay.
We've made it, but not understanding that although it's a great thing, it's an excellent thing that we have a black president, but we got to understand now that that will, in my opinion, breed a lot of hatred. You know, and even now, that would encourage people to bamboozle us even more. You know, and to really hide the truth, and because they know we're somewhat complacent now,
Yes,
because we have a president that
Yeah.
looks like us,
Yeah.
and we could
Yeah.
kind of relate,
Yeah.
but not understanding that we all have a different kind of story. We all have a different background. President Obama, he did an awful lot of good things, and I'm sure he had to jump through a lot of different hurdles and go
Better
through a
believe
lot of the trials and tribulations, and it got him there.
Yes.
But we need to understand that we could get to our promised land also.
Yes.
You know,
yes,
so
yes.
I think the film, in my opinion, just gives a lot of encouragement to the people nowadays that they just don't see otherwise. They just don't see otherwise.
I would say, you know, especially to our young black and Latino males,
Mhm.
you know, that's my area. I've been in youth development for a little over 20 years and have worked at several different high schools and after school programming, worked in the community, you know, in my own community, just working with young people. And I still see, you know, the amount of decadence and the amount of loss
Right.
when it comes to our young black and Latino males.
Absolutely.
The death rate continues to go up.
Incarceration
is
Right,
going up.
Right.
You know, health disparities.
Right.
You name it.
You name it.
You know, whatever life marker that is, it seems that our brothers are always at the bottom.
Always at the bottom.
You know,
Always at the bottom.
you know, we should just probably stand out on the corner of your major intersections,
Mhm.
you know, and give this film out.
Sometimes
To every young black male that's out there, brother.
Yeah, because
You
they
know?
need it. They definitely need it.
It's incredible, man.
I appreciate the fact that you said, you know, the black and Latino brothers, because unfortunately, a lot of us don't understand, you know, that for the most part, we're in the same boat, for lack
Yes.
of better terms.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
we're all
Yes.
viewed in that same category.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes, unfortunately, black brothers and Hispanic brothers are at odds.
That's right.
Not realizing that we have a lot of similarities. You know, in order for us as a people to move forward,
Yes.
we all have to work together.
You know, I was watching something recently, and it was talking about the number of Africans that were brought to America
Mhm.
in the Middle Passage. But it also pointed out the greater number of Africans that went to South America in the Latin nations.
Right. My family's from South America.
So that's what I'm talking about, all right?
Yeah.
So I was just amazed, and I think that in our city, we have to do more around the Afro-Latino unity.
Absolutely.
You know,
totally
our city is not big.
Not at all.
18 square miles, I believe. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, you know, you can jog around our city.
Absolutely.
And considering that, you know, even within the city, there are a lot of parks.
Yep.
So again, the city is even smaller than we probably think it is.
Absolutely.
And so, you know, the African man and the Afro-Latino man have to work together in the city.
Have to work together.
If we're going to make some headway.
I totally agree.
Wow.
Totally agree.
You know, let's talk about a family. You know, you have a beautiful family.
Thank you, sir. You have the same.
And thank you, brother. You know, what does this type of film mean for the family?
Once again, it you know, gives us so much enlightenment on our history. And as you alluded to earlier, I have a daughter and I have a son, and my daughter's older.
Okay.
So she kind of grabs certain things. My wife is very Afrocentric. You saw it.
Yes, sir.
She drills it into my children anyway.
Yes, sir.
So, which is a great thing. I love you, baby, by the way. But a film like this is just great to, like I said, just to show us the history.
Yes.
Just to show us the history,
Yes.
and for us to enlighten ourselves and realize how powerful we are.
Yes.
And especially, I feel bad sometimes when I say, you know, I have to put a little bit more emphasis on my son.
Right.
But he's a young black boy who will soon be a black man.
Tell the truth,
and
brother.
the odds are, unfortunately, against
That's
him.
right.
You know.
That's right.
And you know, I was something was brought to my attention that for the most part, do you know how they predict how many jails they need?
Come on, tell me.
They look at the reading level of third grade boys. Third grade black and brown boys. And that's how they predict. Okay, he's not at a reading level, he's gonna go to jail.
Exactly.
So by knowing this,
Right.
it's my obligation and my duty to do something about that. You know, to educate these young brothers, to do my best to push them to do differently, to feel good about themselves.
Yes, indeed.
Because for the rest of their lives,
Wow.
outside of our doorsteps,
Yes.
somebody will tell them they cannot and they will not. So we have to enforce that they will.
So true.
Because they can.
Well, I just want to update anyone that's just coming in. We are talking about Hidden Colors 2.
Hidden Colors 2.
It is going to be shown on March 9th, Saturday, March 9th, 2013. Doors open at 12 noon. Starts at 12:30 sharp. This will be at the Hartford Public Library, 500 Main Street in Hartford, Connecticut, at the Center for Contemporary Culture. I also want to give a shout out to some of our collaborative organizations.
Definitely.
You know, big shout out to For Unity. They're doing a lot of good things out there at the grassroots level. Also, of course, Walkworthy Brands, the Heart Monitor. All right,
definitely.
now Sister Joanna out there working hard.
Very hard.
We also have the Connecticut African American Emancipation Challenge, and that's Brother Kevin Muhammad.
Okay.
And they're out there doing some work, not just in the Hartford area, but in New Haven and Bridgeport. That's right. And of course, the Ministry of Education, Muhammad's Mosque number 14.
Okay.
And you know, that's home for me.
Absolutely.
And you know, it's amazing, brother, because when we're out there, you know, trying to raise the consciousness level of the people, it's not easy.
Not at all.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not like folks are just waiting there to say, hey, come on and educate me.
Right.
You know, what you got for me,
me
brother?
today?
You know what I'm saying? You got any hot books?
Right.
You know, let me get one of them newspapers. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's a tough job.
It's a tough job. But
It's
what
a
I
tough
realize
job.
is with any type of grassroots organization, it's going to be even more of a challenge.
Yes, indeed.
You know?
Yes,
But this saying I like to say now, you know, when you consciously do something, you subconsciously do something else. So when you consciously are, you know, committed to staying who you are.
Yes, sir.
And passing that information on, you know, you subconsciously are encouraging somebody else to do the same.
Yes.
So I feel like we need a lot more organizations, a lot more brothers and sisters working together, like how we're working together.
Yes, indeed.
And I do hope and I do believe that the example that we're setting, somebody will follow.
That's right.
You know, I do have that true belief.
Well, you know, someone laid down the path for us, brother.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And we're just trying to lay it down.
Absolutely.
You know, for our listeners and the folks in our community. You know, a piece that I left out is that the admission is free.
Oh, it's free.
Don't
free,
cost
yeah,
nothing.
Don't cost anything.
Now talk to me about that, brother.
You know, a lot of people say things are free are not worth it.
Mm-hmm.
But this is something definitely worth
Yes,
it.
sir.
This is definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You know, we're looking for about 150 people to come out. I think capacity might be about 200
I think
people.
200.
And let me tell you, you know, we want standing room only.
Absolutely. We need standing room only.
That's right. You know, from the north end to the south end,
Mm-hmm.
west end, you know, East Hartford and suburbs.
Absolutely.
All right, come on out. We'll have some food and refreshments, of course. But the biggest thing is having a room full of conscious minds.
Absolutely.
You know, and I love my brother, brother Alfonso, because he has the conscious conversations, and here he is, has his own show. Make it plain.
Make it plain.
You know,
Yep.
I tell my young students all the time, there's 3 ways I can give you information.
Right.
I can lie to you, I can sugarcoat it, or as we say in the hood, I can keep it 100.
Keep it 100.
Keep it a buck.
Yep.
All right? And I just ask them how you want it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so when we make it plain, man, there's no sugarcoating on it.
No sugarcoating
You
at
know
all.
what I'm saying? So we got to make it plain.
Absolutely.
Yes,
The
indeed.
Bible says you speak the truth out of love. So when you're speaking the truth, it's not always the nicest thing, but it's the truth.
Yes, indeed.
And it's from the heart and it's love.
Yep.
So, you know, people got to understand that premise also.
I want to just put this out in case anyone is interested in calling in. The telephone number, the call-in number is 860-524-8920. Again, that's 860-524-8920. In case anyone, you know, wants to join in on the
Chime in and
conversation.
give us some information, some
You know,
feedback, some of your thoughts.
It's a cold Wednesday, right?
Right.
So, you know,
Brutal cold.
Let's create some heat.
Absolutely.
You know?
Shout out to brother Alfonso also, because it's funny. I was thinking about this the other day. I remember when I was in maybe 8th, 9th grade, I remember looking forward to those talent shows put on by Brother McGriff.
Yes, indeed.
Before I even knew who he was.
That's good stuff. Good
Right.
stuff. Good stuff. Well, you know, when we talk about the program, we are actually going to, of course, show the film, and that's the flyer right there. And it's out in a couple of different neighborhoods. We got to make sure we get it out to a neighborhood near you.
Yep.
I also want to give a shout out to Artworks Unlimited for putting the flyer together. Brother Judah does some fantastic
Good
work.
brother. Good
All
brother.
right. There it is. And so, you know, we're gonna see a film. You know, I got to put this out there, bro. Did you see Django?
I did not.
You did not see
Believe it
Django.
or not, I did not see Django.
Oh,
I went several times.
I ain't
Every
gonna
time I
spoil
went, it was I went several times and it was sold out. But you know, I've heard a couple people's views on it. For the most part, I heard it's somewhat of a black superhero movie.
That's a good way to put it. Yes, indeed.
You know,
Yes, indeed. Yes,
which I may add, I think we need more of those.
We need more.
We
That's
need
right.
more of
That's
those.
right. That's right. You know, again, so in that spirit, you know, if you will, we are showing Hidden Colors 2 as a night out for families. It is a family event.
Right.
You know, you can bring your children.
Right.
You don't have to worry about no craziness going on.
Nope.
All right. And enjoy yourself, watch a nice film, and then have a conscious conversation at the end.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
we need that going on in every library.
Every day.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. You know.
Let me ask you. You spoke about Django. Like I said, I didn't see the movie.
Okay.
But because I heard a lot of different opinions on the movie.
Okay.
What is your view on the movie?
Well, brother, you know, Tarantino, I think he, you know, did another fantastic job in terms of his genre. Jamie Foxx, I mean, I just love that brother, you know. But it was probably shocking for a lot of people.
I'm sure it was.
The brother killed up a lot of people in the movie, and it was just a different view
Absolutely.
than probably what most folks are used to looking at. You know? But we had to be careful. You know, we had to be careful when we watched that movie, and then, you know, what do we take from it?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Understanding the climate that we live in.
Now.
Understanding that, you know, again, because I read the final call, you know, I knew that since President Obama became president, the number of guns that have been sold in this country has not only doubled but quadrupled.
Why do you think that is?
Well, you know, it is a constitutional right for folks to bear arms, brother. You know, and unfortunately, when people are not comfortable, when they operate from a fear factor.
Absolutely.
All right. You know, the gun has always been, if you will, the great equalizer. And
I like how you put that.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And so, you know, it is unfortunate that we have to feel comfortable today if unpacking.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And, you know, I think that it's just not the way to go.
It's just not the way to go.
As you have seen across the country, more and more incidents of shootings,
Right.
you know, automatic weapons. I mean, there were probably places in America folks never heard of Sandy Hook, Connecticut.
Absolutely not. No.
Okay?
No.
And then here you are with this great tragedy, a great tragedy. But at the same time, you take a look in Black Chicago.
It happens every day.
Every day.
Every single day.
So they lose that number of children, that number of young people on a regular basis.
On a regular basis.
And there's no, you know, no national cry,
No, at all.
No national concern. So, you know, I think it's forcing people to have to do some deep reflection.
Absolutely. Now, you spoke about Django and Quentin Tarantino. That's the first name you said about when we started talking about the movie.
Yes, sir.
Now, do you feel, this is my opinion,
Yes,
do you feel if the movie was directed by, let's say, Spike Lee?
Okay.
Or not, Tyler Perry wouldn't
Tyler
be the
Perry,
type of movie.
You might have a different spin on it.
Definitely. If you think if this movie was done by a black person, do you think that it would got so much press? Do you think it would have even got to the big screens?
That's a very, you know, interesting question, brother. I mean, you know, and all we can do at this point is ponder on it. It's you got to see the film. You know, you got to see the film. It came right at you. You know, they used the N-word, brother, like it was going out of style.
Right, I heard that too.
And you had particular characters, but I think there's a character that I want to focus in on, and that was our brother Samuel Jackson. You know, Samuel played a part, my brother. He played that thing to the T.
I heard.
To the T. And, you know, we have to realize what we're dealing with in our own society, in our community today, and why it's so important for us to raise the consciousness.
Vital.
We have to raise the consciousness, because if we raise our consciousness, then we're not a victim to reactionary thinking.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That reactionary thinking, brother, can get you in trouble.
It usually does get us in trouble.
Indeed. Yes,
it usually
indeed.
does.
So, you know, our goal with Hidden Colors is to raise the consciousness and get more people in our community. Black,
Absolutely.
Latino, white, even Asian.
Even Asian.
All right?
Why not?
We have all diversity. You know, we have great diversity in our city of Hartford, but all people to begin to take a look at this thing and say, man, I never thought of it that way.
Right. I never knew that
You
story.
know, I never thought about the father of medicine was black.
Right.
I never thought about the father of mathematics was black.
Right.
I never thought about the first people to read and write books were black people.
Right.
And what does that mean?
What does that mean?
That's some serious stuff.
Absolutely. I totally agree. Totally agree.
Well, again, if you're just joining us, we are talking about Hidden Colors, the Triumph of Melanin. Saturday, March 9th, 2013, at the Hartford Public Library, Center for Contemporary Culture, 500 Main Street, Hartford, Connecticut, 06103. The admission is free.
Free.
The admission is free. Now, what else we have in common, my brother, is that our children go to Jamoke Academy.
Right. Right.
Tell me, why did you choose Jamoke?
Honestly, my wife chose Jamoke.
Okay.
Because it was somewhat of a smaller school. The name itself, Jamoke, and what it represents is more of an Afrocentric culture, more of an Afrocentric history.
Okay.
And they put a real emphasis on that. And my wife actually grew up in Chicago, where she went to a school called New Concept, which is very similar to Jamoke. And I also enjoy it because it's very much like a family environment there.
Okay.
You know,
Yes, indeed.
I went to Annie Fisher. I went to a couple of schools in Hartford. For the most part, I went to school in Windsor.
Okay.
And it was totally different. You know, as much as I got a great opportunity to grow up in a diverse neighborhood and realize what other people do. Jamoki, in my opinion, helps my children to understand themselves. To see themselves, to see students like them, and they all dress nice. They all dress in a uniform.
Yes, indeed.
I honestly love going to Jamoki.
It's an experience.
It's
right?
an experience.
It's a positive experience.
It's a great experience. I love for my children to see me. I love for my children to see other dads like yourself.
Yes, indeed.
Because
indeed.
that's imperative,
Yeah.
especially like in these days, in this day and time.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. February, right? For some people, it's Valentine's Day month. But for us, brother, we understand that Carter G. Woodson started something, a long time ago, which was Negro History Week.
Right.
And it grew into Black History Month.
Absolutely.
Why is it, important for us to recognize Black History Month, in your opinion?
Because once again, we need to recognize our true greatness. We need to recognize and uplift our history. We need to understand that we've done historical things and we've done things worthy of merit, and most times we don't get that. So even if it's 1 month, even if it's the shortest month, right. Nevertheless, it's a month that we should take the time every day to to express and to recognize the true history and some of the things that some of our ancestors were able to accomplish.
Definitely.
I think, but outside of February, it shouldn't end at the end of February. We should recognize and realize that we have done great things every single day.
That's right.
And that we continue to do great things every single
That's
day.
right. That's
you
right.
know?
That's right. That's right. That's a big point in our city. Again, I think we have a great opportunity because the city is not that big.
It's not.
And we can have an impact on the city if more people like yourself and some of the partners that are putting Hidden Colors film together, if they can, become a seed.
Right.
And spread those roots out.
Absolutely.
So that more people can catch the fever, the
Right.
consciousness fever.
Catch the fever.
You know what I'm saying? and man, before you know it, we got Black bookstores
Absolutely.
going on.
Absolutely. Like, why don't we?
Whew, brother.
I'm sure we go to any other city, we would.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And it's crazy because, Hartford is between New York and Boston.
And Boston. Yeah.
We really have a great opportunity. So I hope someone's out there listening.
Right.
And really, again, catch the fever.
Catch the fever.
Catch the fever, the consciousness fever. So I'm just excited about this opportunity and really, as I said, giving the film out on the corners, we probably should go door to door as well.
Probably should.
Can you imagine what this film would do in the households that we currently have in our community?
Right.
It's like, cut that off and cut this off and let's watch this film
together.
And let's talk about it.
Right.
When we see a good friend of mine said to me, this was a while ago, he said, brother, we are no longer raising our children by ourselves. And as I was saying to you earlier, there's a question that I like to ask people. When I get 20 or more people in the room, and I ask the simple question, raise your hand if you have at least one television in your house.
Right.
And of course, everybody raised their
Definitely.
hand, right? Now, say, keep your hand up if you have 2 televisions. You still got hands up. 3 televisions, 4 televisions. Brother, listen, I've gotten up to 8 or 9 televisions.
Wow.
In one household.
In one house.
In one household. So, there's a lot of other influences
Absolutely.
that are coming in, to the family. And if it's not the television, it's the Xbox.
Right.
Or the Wii.
Right, that's the new wave.
That's
now.
the new wave, right?
Yeah. Interactive TV, interactive games.
Yeah, definitely. I can actually remember, I don't want to give my age away, but I can remember when television went off.
I'll be honest, you're not that old, or am I that old? Because I remember that too.
You right there with me, brother.
I remember
when
that too.
television went off.
Yeah, you had to watch maybe a couple channels or so,
that
or it
was
was just
it.
black and white. And when it came back up, it'd be the flag.
Exactly. And you do. Oh, man.
It's time to go to bed.
It's time to go to bed.
Yeah.
All right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, little Raheem, you know what I'm saying? Little Khadijah, they can stay up all night.
All night. And if the TV does go off, let's say the parents have like parental control or something like that, they have laptops, they have tablets, they have smartphones.
Yes.
And with these smartphones, you could do everything that you could do with a computer.
On your computer. That's right.
It's crazy.
That's right.
It's crazy.
Brother, I work at an elementary school, running an after-school program, and I see children, definitely 5th grade, and I'm gonna say 4th graders who got what is it? Not the iPhone.
The iTouch.
Look, and I said, man, your parent bought that for you? And they said, yeah.
Right.
I said, man, okay. Things have changed.
Things have changed. Shoot, we see kids not even with the eye thing, but with phones.
Right.
Sometimes iPhones. I see children as young as 12 with phones. Why do you need a phone at 12 years old?
I asked them, I asked my high school students, I don't know how we survive.
Absolutely.
Y'all poor babies. They trying to take y'all phone from you. Come on, man. We ain't have no telephone. I can still remember when the payphone was 10 cents.
10 cents.
All right?
Right.
And you had to find a payphone. We had to somebody paging me.
Right. I personally miss pagers.
Oh,
I thought pagers was the best thing.
See, now we separate. I'm giving away my age for real. Yeah, man. So, it's just a different day.
Absolutely.
A different generation. We have to, make sure that the babies are getting the right information. And if we don't do it, who will? Right.
If we don't do it, they're going to get the wrong information.
That's a definite, I think about, and I don't listen to today's music. You know what I'm saying? I haven't listened to the radio in a while.
You and me both, to be honest.
But I'm just amazed, at some of the lyrics.
Yeah, I'm disappointed. Sorry to cut you.
No, please.
I'm on Facebook. I'm sure most people are.
Okay.
But there's one thing. I usually don't have rants on Facebook, but I went into an all-out rant the other day. I'm not sure if you heard about Lil Wayne, and he made a comment about referring to Emmett Till,
brother.
That hurt my heart.
Yeah, I might have been the one posted that.
Okay. That hurt my heart.
Yeah.
But what hurt me even more is that us as a black community, we're not going to hold that man accountable. Yeah. We're not going to hold him accountable. And I think, in my opinion, he needs to be held accountable for that.
And then even on a bigger scale, the record company who's promoting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Listen, it's all about the dollar.
It's all about the dollar.
Right. But I can't remember, to be honest, man. I can't say when we were coming up, but during the civil rights movement, our forefathers did things like boycotts. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what that is today.
We don't even know. No.
No. Oh, man, we're going to boycott this record company or boycott this particular artist.
Right.
And let them feel it in the pocketbook.
Because that's all that it concerns.
And that's when change happens.
Absolutely.
All right? Because, you can be outside picketing, they don't mind that.
No.
You're going to sit in, they don't mind that.
Not at all.
But if you hit them in the pocketbook.
That's what hurts.
That's what hurts.
That's what hurts.
That is what hurts. So, we really do have to get back on board. I've always been one, and I'll put this out as a question, Brother David. Why do you do the kind of work that you do?
Because it's needed. It's necessary. It's necessary. It's needed. Like I said, I have black children.
Yes, indeed.
I have black babies.
Yes, indeed.
And there's a lot more black babies around me.
Yes.
And it's necessary for them to get that true information. And it's needed. It's imperative that I, brothers like yourself, and the mosque and grassroots organizations, it's imperative that we give them this information.
Yes, indeed.
For several reasons, but most importantly because they won't get it elsewhere.
Right.
They won't get it elsewhere, and the cycle of inferiority will continue. Unfortunately, a lot of our brothers and sisters have internalized the oppressive state.
Yes.
Like they believe,
yes.
and they truly in their hearts believe that they cannot do better. To me personally,
yes.
That is Hartford's problem. That is Hartford's problem. And I don't knock it because I'm born and raised in Hartford.
Right.
Fortunately, I had the opportunity to travel all over this world and see different things.
Okay.
Like I said before, my parents are from South America, from Guyana,
Yes,
South
indeed.
America.
Yes,
so I had the opportunity to live or get the best of both worlds.
Okay.
You understand me?
All right.
But I think that Hartford is so drab and so dreary because we're here and we see West Hartford right there. We see the glitter and the gold right there. And it hurts. I think we have a caller.
Oh, we got a caller?
Caller, are you there?
Caller? Okay. Well, while the caller is working that out.
Right.
Yeah, brother, that's amazing. You know, it's like when they tame the baby elephants. You know, and they put that big chain on the baby elephant, and the baby elephant is too small to move the big chain.
Right.
You know, and so he grows up, and he becomes so big that he can actually pull that little peg out of the ground, but psychologically,
Just can't do it.
He's locked in.
He's locked in.
He's locked in.
Yeah.
So we have become, in many regards, locked in to our current condition.
Absolutely. And we feel like it's okay. We don't even strive for better. And that's what we do as black people.
Yes.
We strive for more. We survive. We endure. That's what we do.
That's the next bumper sticker. That's what we do.
I like that.
That's a good point, brother. That's a very good point. You know, I was involved with the Million Man March, and you know, brother, I will always remember that for the rest of my life.
Absolutely, I agree.
For the rest of my life, and to be in some of the high schools and to talk to some of my young brothers and to ask them the question, are you familiar with the Million Man March? And they look at me and go, nah.
Right.
And it just does something to the heart. Like, for real, man?
Like, for real?
You
never heard of that?
Never heard of the Million Man March?
Right.
So, if we don't promote our own history,
who will?
If we don't promote our own greatness, exactly right, who will?
Who will?
Who will? Now, you know, oftentimes I'm asked this question, and I'll ask you, does promoting our own greatness take away from other folks?
I have to be careful to answer that question.
Okay.
Because I don't necessarily think that it takes away. But if it does, so what? Why is it that whenever the darker man or the darker people want to uplift themselves, it's a threat. You know, it's a problem.
Yes.
Why are we viewed as angry? Why are we viewed as radical? That's just black pride, in my opinion. That's black pride. It's something we need to have.
Yes, indeed.
You know, we need to have black pride. We are worthy of it.
Yes.
You know, we have a great, rich history. We need to know it and understand it and be proud.
Yeah.
I tell people now I'm unapologetically black.
Man, that's serious.
And that's how we're supposed to be.
Yes.
Because every other culture is unapologetic about themselves.
Right.
There's no reason. They have all type of Latin Day parades, Puerto Rican Day parade, Jewish, Irish. They all have their holidays.
That's right.
And nobody questions it, ever.
Right.
Why is it if we insist on giving ourselves a holiday or bigging up ourselves, why is it viewed in a negative light?
I will tell you that I heard, we have a caller.
Hello?
Caller, are you there?
Hello?
Yes, how are you? Can you hear us? You on the line, caller? Oh, I think we lost another one. That's all right. We'll get this modern technology down right. But you know, I oftentimes have to help my students understand. They say, you know, Mr. Dre, man, why you always talking that black talk? What other talk I'm gonna talk?
Am I supposed to talk?
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, come on.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
What other talk am I gonna talk?
Right.
True indeed. There's a lot of other things to talk about. But brother, nothing beats talking about yourself in terms of who you are as a people.
Right.
And the love that you have for self.
Right.
The love that you have for community.
Right.
The love that you have for family. Oh,
We
I
have
think
a
we have
caller?
another call.
Hello, caller, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
How you doing?
I'm fine, sir, and you?
Oh, good, good. What's your question or statement?
I'm enjoying your conversation, and I've been in Hartford for many years, and I've seen black people come and go, and I think really we have to do is start thinking differently if we're going to change things, and stop letting the system work for you instead of you working for the system, because the system is not going to change. And I think very candidly about the conversation that I heard you guys speaking about. Unless we understand how it works, you cannot change it until you understand how it works.
Absolutely.
It's just, I'm just concerned about it to a point where when I walk downtown Hartford, I see a lot of black people basically lost. They have no identity at all about what's going on in this city of our capital city of Hartford. We can start with changing ourselves, changing our communities, and changing our families. Well, to do that, we have to understand how it works. We're not going to be able to change it until we start thinking differently, positively. And I want to thank you guys very much for being on the air. I'm very enthused about it, and please keep up the good work. Thank you.
That's what we talking about.
Yeah.
You know, sister spoke about the system.
The system.
That's serious.
Yeah.
That is serious. There are, so many things, brother, that we could put out there and that we hopefully will put out there, for our people because, and when I say our people, I mean those who live in our community. Yes, indeed, I love black people and I'm going to be right there on the front lines. But if you live in our community, you have a duty to help uplift that community.
Absolutely.
If you work in the community, here's a bigger one. You have a duty not to just take that paycheck back to the suburbs, but to do some work right here.
Absolutely.
In the community.
In the community, yep. Well, not to mention, as much as you say Hartford is very small, we have the population and the amount of black people and brown people, there's no reason why our dollar doesn't circulate 8 to 9 times.
Economics.
There's no reason why.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it doesn't, just because of, we don't understand, like, the beautiful sister just told us the system. We got to understand the system, know the system. And we can't create our own system until we understand how this system works, so we have to definitely do that.
I want to go back to something we were talking about just a little bit earlier, and that is Willie Lynch. Because when she talked about the system, and a system, and seeing black people walk downtown Hartford and just lost. What they have lost, according to how I've been taught, brother, is the knowledge of self.
Absolutely.
Because once a man knows who he is, then he knows the time and what must be done.
Absolutely.
But without that, oh man, yeah, definitely.
Lost in the sauce.
Lost in the sauce.
Lost in the sauce.
But just putting I always tell my students, we grew up in neighborhoods. And what happened is that we lost the neighbor and just kept the hood. So we got to put the neighbor back in the neighborhood,
I like that a
right?
lot.
And start talking to one another. I talk to people all the time.
Right.
I don't even know them.
Right.
Hey, brother, how you doing? Peace,
Right.
brother, how you doing?
Absolutely.
And folks look at you like
you crazy. Like it costs money to say hello. That's what my wife likes to say. People act like it costs to say hello.
Yes, indeed. But that's a small step.
Right. Absolutely. I totally agree.
A small step. And we can just start speaking to one another. And being concerned about the next man.
Absolutely.
Being concerned about the next woman. Being concerned about the child. Concerned about the family.
Things will be a whole lot better. Think about that when we're in school. Let's say you get in trouble. Not even in school. If you in the neighborhood and you playing around and you do something, your neighbor, Miss Bertha down the street, she see you, she's gonna correct you. She's gonna scold you. Not only that, she's gonna tell your mom, so you're gonna get it again. That sense of community is just lost. Just gone.
It's so funny because you still hear that. I mean, you hear those of us, 50s, definitely 40s, 30s, with that sentiment. Man, when I was growing up, you couldn't do nothing.
Right.
The mailman, would get you. The milkman would get you. They tell your mother before you got home.
Absolutely.
But there was a sense of community.
Absolutely.
There was a sense of community, and what we have today, we have lost that sense of community.
Absolutely, I totally
We have
agree.
lost the common bond, that puts us together.
Absolutely.
And we got to get it back.
You have to get it back.
Got to get it back. Just want to update everyone if you're just joining us. Hidden Colors 2, The Triumph of Melanin,
Triumph of Melanin.
Saturday, March 9th, 2013. Doors open at 12 noon, starts at 12:30 sharp at the Hartford Public Library. And this is at the Center for Contemporary Culture, 500 Main Street, Hartford, Connecticut, 06103. Admission
It's free.
is free.
There's no reason for anybody to say they couldn't afford
Bruh,
it. It's free.
That's so true, man.
Yeah, it's free.
There's no
A
reason.
great message, great company, great people,
Yes.
some refreshments,
Yes.
light refreshments,
Yes.
but nevertheless, it's a free opportunity for you to uplift
Yes.
and enlighten yourself.
And what I'm going to say, I'm going to put it out there, bro.
Okay?
We should pack the house.
We should pack the house. The house should be packed.
I want
Standing
to.
room
I want
only.
to get a tap on the shoulder from the librarian that the Hartford Fire Department is outside.
Absolutely. I totally agree.
And we are over capacity.
Mm-hmm.
That's what time it is.
That's what time
And what
it
we're
is.
looking to do is build a momentum.
Absolutely.
So as we enter into our last quarter of conversation, brother, I'll bring us into the Emancipation Proclamation. All right. This January was the 150th anniversary of the Emancipation Proclamation.
Okay.
And so I asked a group of students today, did Lincoln free the slaves?
What was their answer?
Oh, brother, they were scratching. You had some, yeah. But then we had a couple of brave ones. He said, nah,
Right.
Lincoln did not free the slaves because he was only the president of the North.
Right.
He wasn't the president of the South. The South had succeeded.
Mm-hmm.
So how could he free the slaves?
Mm-hmm.
And if he did free the slaves, did he free the slaves because he had love in his heart
All right.
for our people? Or was it a
Political
military,
move.
political,
Right.
and economic move?
Right. I mean, well, I'm sure all those factors had some part to play into it. And I'll be honest, I read a book about Abraham Lincoln.
Yes, sir.
And I'm not sure if people know, but Abraham Lincoln, for the most part, came from nothing.
Mm.
And he was an orphan for the most part. He really wasn't educated. And I think through those experiences, he had to, find himself.
Yes, indeed.
And find his way into politics and to be the
Yes,
president.
yes,
And
yes.
I honestly, I truly believe that he probably did have some love in his heart for the brown person and
Yes,
the black
yes.
person, because he for some reason he could somewhat relate. He
Okay.
could relate.
All right.
So I do think that he did have some empathy,
Okay, all right.
if you will, for
All
us. But I do think it had also to do with a lot with politics and definitely money. And he didn't free anybody as far as I'm concerned.
It was convenient.
Yeah, right.
I gave them an author,
Mm.
and this is an author that anyone can Google, look up, get to your local black bookstore. J.A. Rogers.
Mhm.
J.A. Rogers wrote a small, little, thin book called "The Five Negro Presidents," and guess who was in that book?
Yeah,
Abraham.
I'm sure he
Lincoln.
was.
I said, what? My mentor and minister, he used to always say, brother, why you think Abe wore that big hat?
For real.
He had a big fro up under there. He had a high top.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
But, that's what time it is,
Right,
for us to get the information out to our people.
Seek the real information.
Yes, indeed. We used to say, go to the library. All right, that's where all the lies are buried. You know what I'm saying?
I never heard that
Oh,
one.
man, we get to it, brothers. I got some more stuff to share with
I'm
you,
sure
brother.
you do.
Got some more stuff to share with you. Again, I just want to shout out the Heart Monitor, Walk-Worthy Brands here, Connecticut African American Emancipation Challenge, and For Unity, and of course the Ministry of Education from Muhammad's Mosque number 14. We're collaborating on this.
Definitely.
What are your thoughts about grassroots organizations collaborating?
I think it's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. I believe, like I said before, when you're doing grassroots organization, you're more connected, if you will.
Okay.
You're more connected. You have a real passion, a real connection to what you're doing. You feel it more. You're not doing it for any type of political reason. You're not doing it for financial. You're not doing it for popularity,
Yes,
even,
indeed.
because most grassroots are things that people don't necessarily gravitate to and don't really want to hear.
Right,
So
right.
I think the mere fact that we have 4 or 5 different grassroots organizations collaborating on an event so great, like, screening Hidden Colors 2,
Yep.
it's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
And I feel like it's going to kind of get the ball rolling,
Yes.
get people to be comfortable to
Yes.
do the same,
Yes.
to
yes.
continue,
I'll say this, that if you're interested in having us come to your church
Mm-hmm.
or your school or your organization to show the film, to facilitate a discussion, we're available.
We're definitely
Is that right?
available.
We're available.
And we will make ourselves available.
Make ourselves available. That's what it's all about. And, I think it's just high time
Mhm.
that we pull ourselves up by our own bootstraps.
Absolutely.
No one's going to do it for us. You take a look around in our community. The economic situation is pitiful.
Pitiful.
It is pitiful. The black household,
Mm-hmm.
you
There's
know,
no more.
going the way of the dinosaur.
Right.
The black man.
The black man.
I know, right? You got to pause for that one.
Yeah.
Extinct.
It's
Now,
extinct.
you work with fathers.
I do.
Tell me a little bit about that.
That's a great thing. It's a great thing just because I get the opportunity to meet men on different levels.
Okay.
Unfortunately, they all, or most of them, are in a predicament that they wouldn't really want to be in. But unfortunately, that's where they are.
Okay.
And sometimes you have to meet people where they are.
Yes, indeed.
And like you said, we have to pull ourselves up. So I really value my job. I really, really, really do.
Okay.
I really value my job. I try different things, but I really value that job because I get to encourage fathers.
Great.
I think we have another caller here.
All right. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, good evening, gentlemen. I really just want to call in and thank y'all brothers for enlightening on just what y'all doing. I think one of the things why we can't get along in this community is because we done lost our way. This younger generation with this rap and sitting in the house smoking that weed and really, I remember my man said the neighbor down the street used to come in and straighten you. You do that today, you almost got to kill up the whole house. Because the parent is not listening to what you say. They don't believe what you telling him your child is doing or not doing. We need to get back to that. We need to talk. A lot of us don't even know who our next door neighbors are. Because we don't spend no time engaging them. See what I'm saying? And one of the things we need to do, and I commend y'all, is that y'all taking this to where y'all need to take it to the street. But somebody needs to help y'all, man. I'll be down there to the library with my kids. I just wanted to call in, man, and say that.
Talk to you soon. And, that caller right there, I know that brother. That's a good brother right there.
Yeah.
And we're going to leave it right there. Brother David, thank you, brother.
Thank you for
God
having
bless
us,
you,
sir.
man.
God bless you too, sir.
This was so...
Let's
so,
get the momentum
Oh, we
rolling.
got to get
I
the
think
momentum
that
going.
we have. Thank you so much for
And we
having
got
us,
some
sir.
more things coming up for
Absolutely.
you. Stay tuned for speakers, more films, discussions. It's a great time in the city of Hartford, 2013.
Mm-hmm. The air prosperity.
Let's make it happen.
All right.
I definitely appreciate it. Thank you, Brother Alfonso. Look forward to working with you some more.
Absolutely.
All right. God bless.
God bless. That did go by fast. Good
Thank you
job,
again, sir.
brother.
All right.
Wow.
That's how they do it.
That's how they do it.
That's
I
how
want to
they
come
do
back, man. When we